What's good, YouTube? Safe for clocking in. In today's video, we're going to be mixing French the Kid's vocals into the Kenny Allstar and French the Kid track produced by SBK. We went in with a bit of auto-tune in the hook, so we go into deep on how I find the key, how I set my auto-tune, different types of auto-tunes, and then, you know, creating the difference between the hook vocals and then moving into the verse vocals. Super interesting, super detailed. I hope you really enjoy it. I hope you learn something from it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Mixed by Jocelyn, and Twitch if you want to watch these videos live every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button below. If you like the video, please like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Thanks for clocking in, and I'll see you on Thursday, 6 p.m. on Twitch, and then back here on Friday. Peace. This hook, and let's start on the hook today. It's gonna be an auto-tuney hook. The other one's not so much. Safe, bro. Appreciate that, man. Let's have a listen.
Oh, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go. She wanna.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna try and figure out the key first and apply this auto tune. I might move it down or up in the chain depending on how I process this vocal, but just for now, so this is the auto tune that I'm gonna use today. Waves auto tune. Again, I'm using this or Logic just so it's easy for everyone to kind of like emulate what I'm doing and understand. I think
she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap.
Okay, I think that is the right key, but a technique for you guys if you struggle to listen and figure out what key songs are in. If you go to like your instrumental folder that you've mixed and apply a plugin to the folder, and we can go down to metering here, and click tuner, and just play a section of the instrumental, and we can try and figure out from here.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros.
Okay, so you can see there,
baby, I'm a rap star.
this root note.
Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
So it's B basically is you're looking for like the first note that comes up. It could be E or G from there, but I don't think it is. And that's kind of like your root note. That's your core. That's what the key of the song's more than likely going to be in. Sometimes I get it wrong, and you don't realize until later on in the track when other instrumentals come in and things like that. But it's something that you just work with and you correct as you go along. But it's good to kind of like get it right at the beginning. And that's what he wants it to sound like. I'm listening to this auto tune, and from when I mixed it, I actually don't think I used this particular auto tune. I think I used the Logic auto tune because that's what it was sent in the demo, and each auto tune sounds different to the other one, so it's good to try and like emulate their sound, if you know what I mean. So if you have the auto tune, use that auto tune. So we're gonna go natural minor, B, and then pull this down a little bit.
Trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
Safe George, appreciate that. Love from NYC, you're a joker. That's my mate for everyone else who's watching. I play Call of Duty with him and talk about Pokemon cards.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars.
Okay, cool. So from here, I'm gonna add a EQ, and I'm gonna start EQing out any of these frequencies that I don't want to hear. I'm gonna mute the pitch correction for now, so I do apologize about the sounding of the vocals.
She wanna go,
so you see all of this low end here rumble. All of that's doing is adding volume and muddying up the mix that we don't want. So we're gonna get rid of all of that.
Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow.
I'm gonna get rid of.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star.
And just take a minute and listen to the vocal to see if we can hear any kind of like really annoying frequencies that we just like we need to like get rid of. So any kind of like really sharp S's, or sometimes like a bit of a booming sound from the microphone. If you can't hear, if you're not listening for very good speakers, you're going to struggle to hear this stuff. But obviously I'm listening for a pair of nice Adams, so you might just have to take my word for it.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star.
That's a shelf.
Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
So I'm just scooping.
Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
Just gonna cut a little bit of that out.
She wanna
go,
she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking.
So there's not much poking out. It's actually a really well recorded vocal. The one thing I will say is there's not much life in the recording. Like, there's not like, it doesn't feel very kind of like, there's no like spark in the vocal. Like, nothing wrong with the take that was taken. It's just the microphone that they've recorded it on. It's a good clean standard mic, but it's not adding anything like nice to the vocal that some mics can, or it's not had any compression on it. So it's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, we're gonna have to figure out a way of adding those things in. So kind of really basic first EQ. I'm gonna put that in front of the pitch correction. I'm gonna add this pitch correction back on now.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star.
Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna add in a channel strip, which we kind of broke into a little bit on the Clue mix, if any of you are there. Yeah, this is this is French Kid, yeah. And this is kind of what I've put on most of my vocals for the channel strip. I like the emulation of the SSL. I like the way it sounds. It's emulating a, you know, analog SSL desk. If I can find it, here it is. So, and on this plugin here, we've got, you know, first low end and high end filters, and then we've got a few band EQs. There's a gate and a compressor. So it's a little like all rounder. And we're going to do this like firstly just tidying up, and then the next plugin we're going to start adding in a bit of this character that the vocal is at the moment lacking.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go,
taking out a bit more low end.
She wanna snow. She be fucking
Anything
with some
that
trap
other EQ
stars
missed.
till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
I'm gonna get this mid-band EQ here, and I'm gonna pull this down to 800 hertz. Now, if any of you remember from any of the previous videos, 800 hertz is kind of like normally where these vocals, like male vocals, the clarity is. Now, from looking at this spectrum, the spectrum analyzer on this, you can see when he starts rapping, a lot is happening around this frequency. So I'm sure if we boost this, we're going to start to hear some sort of punch through the vocal. So I'm going to do a bit of a wider band. And I'm going to start boosting 3 dB at first.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go. She wanna slow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros.
So it's just that little bit of push in the vocal.
She wanna go. She wanna slow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she.
And I'm going to start to add a little bit of high end as well. I'm going to add a little bit of 10K.
She wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros.
I'm bringing a bit of compression. Just very subtle bit of compression for this.
Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go. She wanna snow.
I don't really want it to go.
Stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby,
I don't really want it to go past 6 dB reduction. I'm just very subtly nudging the vocals down. At this point, we're just kind of trying to control, add a little bit of character, and you know, build the basis of like. Then we're gonna dive into some cool plugins that are really gonna make the vocal pop.
She wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. And I'm gonna add a little bit of gain
just to make up for it.
That music's the goal. Like, she wanna go. She wanna slow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. That music's the goal. She wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
So just
she wanna go.
Just to give you guys a comparison of where we started from to now. As you can see, we've only done very subtle tweaks each plugin, and that's what it's all about. Just like minute changes and not doing too many things drastically that are then going to cause us problems later on in the mix. So this is it.
She wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
So like what you're hearing there is, just to explain, obviously we got 3 things really. We've got, it's in key now and it's tuned and it sounds right for the instrumental. It's a lot more controlled. The vocal feels a lot more controlled and it feels tighter and it feels much more like stabilized against the rest of the instrumental. And it's also got more presence, which we use with the EQ, and we've taken out all of the really unaudible and stuff that might bring a little bit of mud to the record, helping the vocal feel more controlled.
She wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like,
appreciate that, bro. Just if you got any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'm always glancing over, so you know, I'll happily answer any questions you've got.
She wanna go. She wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
Okay, cool. So now we're going to start to get to a little bit more of the interesting stuff for the vocal. I'm going through this quite quickly just because I want to like make sure it all gets in a video. You know, I do this every Tuesday, every Thursday, so I'm constantly going back over techniques and developing stuff. Plus, the day after I post these, I post the video again on YouTube, so you can go back and kind of like re-inform yourself on anything that you might have missed. So the plugin that I'm going to use is a plugin by Slate Digital. If I can find it. Where am I looking? Where are you? I'll find it. Oh, there you are, Slate Digital. Blind as a bat. And we're going to use the virtual mix rack. Now, this is kind of like, they sort of emulated a 500 series box, and then you can drag in all these different plugins into the box. So as you can see here, for those of you who don't know, 500 series is a type of hardware like standard. So loads of manufacturers will make a 500 series version of other bits of hardware that they've made, which is a more smaller and condensed pack that then you can put into these little lunch boxes. That's what they're called. And you can essentially have, you know, like here, 5 different bits of hardware in the same, taking up the same space that one like 12U rack piece would hold. So it's a really cool concept, and they're quite expensive, but you can get things that are in like unexpensive for what they are. So it's really cool. If you were looking to get into hardware, I'd always suggest like looking at the 500 series route. My YouTube, it's Mixed by Jocelyn again. Everything's Mixed by Jocelyn. Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. If you go to my Instagram, Mixed by Jocelyn, the link in my bio has all of my links there, so you can just click it and follow and subscribe or whatever you want to do. So anyway, this is the plugin here. It's zeroed off. These are a few plugins that I like that I just have automatically in here because I kind of go for them most of the time. What we've got here is we've got a preamp, which so it emulates a bunch of like some vintage, some new analog preamps, just to give a bit of that warmth and that character that I was saying that the vocal was missing at the beginning. It's very subtle stuff, but it does help. This is a SSL EQ, very similar to the one we've already run it through. I like to just have this just in case I want to poke at any more frequencies. This is essentially the same thing, but the Rupert Neve version of it, and it's a little bit more vintage sounding. And then we've got what is it's a compressor, but it's quite an aggressive compressor. You'll see these like dotted all over like big famous studios. You can plug it in so they all of the ratios are running at once, and it sounds super aggressive and distorted. It's cool. It is cool for like rap vocals. And this adds a bit of shine and a little bit of thickness, so it's kind of like just boosting like either the high or the bottom end. And then lastly, I've just got a trimmer to monitor my output volume. So let's play around with this.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars. So
these are just flicking through different types of
long time I ain't been a trap star. Used to be a
preamps.
Star. Now music's the goal. Like. She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
I will do that. I know you've been telling me to do that for a time.
Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like
I'm gonna use this one. I like this one. This is the one I use the most.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm
gonna use the Rupert Neve EQ just to boost a little bit high end.
Now music's the goal.
Give that really top end shimmer, and it's, you know, when people say, oh, the vocal sounds expensive, most of the time it's because it's got a really nice controlled high end shimmer going to it, which is, you can just like subtly boost on some nice colorful EQs like this.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like
I'm gonna boost again around the 800 hertz.
I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, used to be a crack star.
But using this EQ now just to add a little bit more color to it.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like,
and I'm gonna start to add a bit of compression. Now we're gonna be a bit more aggressive with this compressor.
Fuck, used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be.
See, in comparison to where we were, we're already going down like 8-9 dB at the peak.
She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some of my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack.
So with rap vocals, you kind of really want to work on, you know, getting the ratio is important, but what's really important is like getting the attack and the release right, because it can really change the whole dynamic of the vocal and how it sits in the mix. You know, if you've got a really fast attack and release, it's going to sound like really punchy and aggressive and forward, but then if you kind of like keep the attack quite fast but then slow down the release, you're going to get a much more like upfront but controlled, smooth vocal. So depending on where you are and what kind of style you're going for, it's really important to make sure that you get that right. Do you know what I mean? And because it can really change the whole thing. Because, you know, you might send it off to the artist and they're like, oh, it needs more compression, but it might not need more compression. You might need to smooth out the attack and the release and change it to however they're kind of like wanting their vocal to sound.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star.
And a little bit of thickness back into it.
Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow.
A little bit less.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna coco, she wanna snow.
Like it needs a bit more.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I.
This is good. This is good. This is like, for those of you who just use the pitch correction in Logic, you know, if you want it to sound more auto-tuney, turn this response up to faster rather than slower, and it makes it sound more like bouncy and more, you know, like Travis-y or Future, however what you're looking for. And obviously make note of like where their tone is in the frequency span. If it's a lower resonant, like this vocal, change it to low. If it's kind of like more the top end, to keep it there, because then it makes it easier for the pitch correction to like catch the notes and move the notes.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow.
That's better.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna coco, she wanna snow.
Okay, cool. Now I've started to do this. When I was first listening to it, the S's weren't really like poking out at me, but I want that high end, but the S's are now kind of like being driven forward a little bit. So I'm going to put a de-esser on, and I'm going to put it just after the SSL. The de-esser that I use, there's loads and loads of good de-essers, but the de-esser that I use the most is this ERA4 de-esser. It's just like a one knob, kind of does all, picks out the frequency, but I find it works really well. Oh, doesn't seem to want to move for me. There you go. So if we just pull this down a little bit and bring it up.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music.
So you can hear just that very top end of the S. It's not taking the S away. Just that very top end, it's kind of just ducking down, because you know, I find a lot of the time what people end up doing is over de-essing their vocals, and then you end up making it sound like you've got a lisp because they're constantly like being pushed down, and you can hear the S actually ducking. So it's kind of good to be subtle with it. And if you need to put one at the back end of the chain, if it's still a bit too S-y, then do that.
Fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star.
Okay, I'm gonna add another
Fuck, you used to be a crack star.
compressor.
Now music's the goal. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros like.
So I think what I did in the original here was I added a subtle. It was either a doubler or a chorus effect. I'm gonna try a doubler first, so we could do. This is a doubler that I use. And just see what it sounds like. Just put on top.
Fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star.
So that's way
used to
too
be a
much.
crack star. Now music's the goal. Like she wanna go, she wanna slow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time.
So what I'm actually gonna do here, rather than keeping this directly on, I'm gonna send it to a bus so we can gain a bit more control over it. Rather than doing it in the plugin and affecting the vocal totally, I'm gonna keep the vocal there. I'm gonna push this up.
Time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
See that?
Long time I ain't been a trap
listen
star.
now.
Fuck, you used
Without?
to be a crack star.
With?
Now music's the goal. Like she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap
Hear
stars
the
till she meets.
presence really being pushed out in the doubler when it's in the bus, but not giving us that like horrible like phasey doubler effect, because we don't want that for this vocal. We want it to sound
She
clean.
wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a
Turn down a
rap
little
star. Long time I ain't been a trap star.
And then we're gonna go with another compressor, and I'm gonna use the C2 just to kind of like finish up, smooth out any last little bits.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets some my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star.
I feel like it needs something else. I'm gonna try and add a bit of chorus to it, just feels a little bit too raw at the moment. So let's use the Logic one and see what this kind of does. See if it kind of spreads it out a little bit.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow.
Yeah.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like
Just very
fucking
subtle.
baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star.
And after that compressor, I'm just going to put another de-esser down just to kind of like control any of those last little S's that are poking through. I'm going to use a different one, mainly just to show you the variants and like other options you have. So that I'm going to use the FabFilter one. So
She wanna coco.
So this one here, you can be a bit more like particular, so you can actually like pinpoint the frequency that you're working with and the range.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used.
No, that's much better.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bro.
Now the last thing that I'm going to put on this vocal is another EQ, but we're not going to use it in the normal sense. I've dived into this in previous videos, but I'm going to use a mid-side EQ. So I'm going to stick to FabFilter. You can probably tell they make some of my favorite plugins. We're going to change this channel mode here to mid-side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start widening the high ends of this vocal just so it pushes it out just a little bit, and giving it more of a chorusy feel.
She wanna
So
go,
we
she
go
wanna
to here,
snow.
sides.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros.
Widen the cue a little
baby,
bit.
I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star.
Now I'm
Fuck
gonna
you, used to
do
be a
this.
crack star.
Not that one.
Now music's the goal, like.
This
She
one.
wanna
Oh, I keep making you
go,
one.
she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
I'm gonna use
Long
this
time I
as
ain't
well,
been
and I'm gonna boost
star.
a little bit
Fuck you, used to
around
be a crack
the
star.
800, just
Now
so
music's the goal.
even the main part of the vocal sounds
She
boosted.
wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
Big difference
Long
there.
time I ain't been a
You should
trap
hear
star.
that.
Fuck you, used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow.
Without.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like,
it's
fucking
here
baby,
now,
I'm a
it's
rap
central.
star. Long
And
time
then
I
as
ain't
soon
been
as
a
I
trap
apply
star.
it,
Fuck you, used to be a crack
pushes
star.
it out.
Now
But
music's
keeps
the
it
goal.
still in the center, but it pushes it out. Because
She
the
wanna
center is not moving. We're not
she
ducking the
wanna
center.
snow.
We're not pushing it
She be
out.
fucking
We're
with some
just
trap
adding
stars till
outwards.
she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck you, used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like,
There is one more thing I'm going to add. I know I said that was the last one, but I'm going to add a saturator to it again, just to add a little bit more color to the vocal from where we started. The saturator I'm going to use again. I'm going to because we're on a fab filter tip, so we're going to keep with fab filter. Excuse me, if I can find it. Yeah, sat there. So here we are. This is a cool plugin as well. I've gone into this previously because you can like, so imagine this being like an EQ. You can like click here and start breaking up the bands a little bit. So then I can click this and literally just like get rid of all this low end and just work on this mid. So if I play the track, you can see the analyzer come up.
she wanna go, she wanna
that?
snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck you, used to
Start
be
adding
a crack
tones
star.
to some
Now
of the
music's the
frequency
goal.
bands as well.
Like, she wanna go, she
Bit
wanna
of
snow.
feedback.
She be fucking with some trap stars
Squash the
till she
dynamics
meets
a
my
little bit.
bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck you, used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby.
Okay, cool. So now you listen to that, it sounds controlled, it sounds nice, it sounds expensive, it sounds rich, and this is before we've even put any reverbs, delays, or even like parallel compression on it. It's still up front, or it could be a little bit more, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So if I now play the vocal and show you where we went from to how we got here.
She wanna snow.
So this is how it sounds now.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros.
Before.
Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star.
With
Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fucking used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
Now there's a little bit of latency when I do that, just because certain plugins are doing more, so you kind of it has to like catch up on itself a little bit. But you get the idea. The difference is astronomical. That's a big word, but yeah.
She wanna go, she wanna snow.
So now the last thing I want to do, it sounds loud enough, but I just want it to back itself up a little bit on the more like cluttered parts of the instrumental. So I'm going to grab another bus 8 this time, and we're going to go down to dynamics, and we're going to grab, now this is the plugin that I like to use, and I do really like this plugin for this. It's one that I learned from watching Mixed by Ali mix a track, and he was like, I use the Fairchild. Now this is an emulation of the Fairchild called the Plug Child that Waves makes. It's a really good plugin. So we're going to put it on here. The vocal is now stereo because we've added like the chorus in a stereo mode, and we've pushed the vocal out with the Q2, and now it is like it's in a stereo field. So we need to add in stereo plugins. I'm going to push this all the way to the top, and I'm going to push this all the way to the top, and I'm going to squash it as much as I can. And I'm going to pull this down because I want to control it in. Now I'm going to add a bit to it.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow.
Watch that needle.
She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
So barely anything, but it makes a big difference with the presence in the vocal.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap.
Okay, cool. So now, now I've done that, I'm gonna start to add a little bit of the reverbs and stuff. So I'm gonna create another bus. I always bus out my reverbs and delays. Always, there's very rarely option that I will add it onto the vocal. I just don't feel like it's a good move. So if I take this, I'm gonna use the Valhalla reverb, another brilliant plugin. It's not very expensive, it's definitely worth the money. I'm going to pull this down to just about 3 seconds. I'm going to take out the lows and I'm going to cut a little bit more of the highs. We don't need that stuff. I just kind of want the reverb to be sitting around the mid-range. Don't want it to sound too tinny and I don't want it to sound too muddy. I'm going to start bringing this in.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stuff.
So there's quite a lot of reverb on this, but it's kind of inherent for the style of hook that we're working with here.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
I like that.
Long time I ain't been a trap
go for the
star.
delay.
Fuck, you used to be a crack star.
I'm gonna use the H delay.
The goal, like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be
1/8.
fucking with some trap stars till she meets some
Low
bros.
fi.
Like, fucking
Pull
baby,
down
I'm a
the
rap
feedback.
star. Long time I ain't been a trap
Take out a bit
star.
of the highs,
Fuck,
take out a bit of the lows.
Star. Now music's the goal.
I don't know why they did it like that. To me, that doesn't make sense. Surely I don't know. But yeah, I prefer, I don't really like the EQ on this, but it works. It does the job. Sometimes I'll actually like add another EQ because I need to be able to hear what it's doing. But yeah. And we're gonna add this delay in.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star.
We just kind of very subtly just want it to like bounce the vocal along. We don't really want to like hear the delay that much. So it's not that, you know, it's subtle. That's why the feedback's quite low. It's only ever going to repeat itself like max twice. And it's very low in the mix.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be
so just for those little bits, you just hear the ambience of the vocal.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna coco, she wanna snow.
Okay, cool. So I'm liking how that's sounding. We're gonna keep it moving because I want to get through it a little bit today. So what I'll do here. So these are kind of like ad-lib stabby stuff. I'm just going to use this as the foundation for those, and we're going to change it accordingly. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste onto it.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow, she be fucking with some trap.
So yeah, it's definitely an ad-lib. So we're going to push this right down, and I'm going to get this first EQ, and right from the beginning, I'm just going to take up to like 400 or 500 hertz, take it all off, because we're going to go for this phony effect.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars. Till she meets my bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal, like. She wanna coco, she wanna snow.
And we're gonna add a different delay. I'm gonna try this. I can't remember if I use this or not, but I think it might sound cool. So we're gonna go 1/4. We're gonna keep the feedback the same. Ping pong, lo-fi. Now ping pong, for those of you who don't know, it essentially does what it says, and it throws the vocal from speaker to speaker, kind of sounding like a ping pong going back and forth. Yeah, giving a cool like effect, stereo effect, especially for like ad-libs like this. So you have a listen to this.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack.
So I don't like it actually. It works sometimes, but I actually feel like this needs a much faster delay, but more obvious. So let's try a 1/8.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal, like. Oh, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she.
Not feeling that.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap star.
I think we're gonna go 1/8 and just keep it tight but ping ponged. Maybe let's try it without.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal, like. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap.
Yeah, I like that.
She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal, like. She wanna coco, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars.
Okay, cool. That's sounding cool to me. And now we're gonna have a look at these verse vocals. I'm going to do a similar thing to what I did with the chorus, and I'm going to start to use that as the foundation. But one thing I'm just going to take off straight away is the pitch correction, because I know it's not going to work because we're not going for that style here. And I'm also going to take off the doubler and take off the chorus effect just straight off the cuff, and this EQ as well, because what I want it to sound wide and different, and then more narrow and more controlled when the verse comes in. So let's have a listen to this just straight away, see what it sounds like.
Bros like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Look, I remember the days, done trap, fuck school, what a diligent game. Thoughts in my mind I can never explain. I was age 15, had a whack in my name. No pain, no gain, took bus, not train, spill blood in rain. S6 boy with a devilish brain, first time in the trap, never been the same. There ain't many I trust, but Lloyd was there when the team got bust. How many times and boy.
Okay, so that sounds cool to me. Straight away, I just feel like it needs to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm pressing random buttons here, sorry. I want it to be a little bit more aggressive, and it doesn't need to be as wet. So a bit more dry and upfront, just creating again a difference from the hook. So I'm gonna pull down this reverb a little bit.
Boy leave dust, just chat on the net till them man get rushed. Act hard till them boy get brushed, but free as a muscle, we can't get cuffed. Bro puff for flavors, no favors, it's like can be rough. There ain't many I trust, but Lloyd was there when the team got bust. How many times and boy leave dust, just chat on the net till them man get rushed. Act hard till them boy get brushed, but free as a muscle, we can't get cuffed. Bro puff for flavors, no favors, it's like can be rough.
Work on the compression a little bit.
Game thoughts in my mind I can never explain. I was age 15, had a whack in my name. No pain, no gain, took bus, not trains, full blood in rain. S6 boy with a devilish brain, first time in the trap, never been the same. There ain't many I trust, but all it was there when the ting got bust. How many times when boy leave dust, just chat on the net to them man get rushed. Had hard to them boy get brushed, but freeness a muscle, we can't get cuffed. Roll puff for the flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Game force in my mind, I can never explain. I was age 15, had a whap in my name. No pain, no gain, took bus, not trains, full blood in rain. S6 boy with a devilish brain, first time in the trap, never been the same. There ain't many I trust, but all it was there when the ting got bust. How many times when boy leave dust, just chat on the net to them man get rushed. Add hard to them boy get brushed, but freeness a muscle, we can't get cuffed.
Okay, cool. I'm liking the sound of that. This last bit here is like a little add-on bit, but I think it's supposed to be treated separately. I think it's actually supposed to be treated more like the hook, from what I remember. So we're gonna add this back in and just see what it sounds like coming in.
Roll puff for the flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Like, run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fights in the pub. I put a bottle in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round, they put London, like boys, what the fuck you wanna do?
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put. I can't remember actually how I approach this. I'm gonna put the auto tune back on, but I'm gonna turn it right down. And I'm gonna take this off and this, make it more direct, a little bit less reverb, and just see what this sounds like.
Them boy get brushed, but freeness a muscle, we can't get cuffed.
Trial and error.
Flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Like, run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fights in the pub. I put a bottle in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round, they put London, like boys, what the fuck.
Okay, actually, I think we kind of kept it the same. Actually, listening to it now, it definitely needs more auto tune. I think it needs a little bit more reverb as well.
Them boy get brushed, but freeness a muscle, we can't get cuffed.
There's something here as well.
Flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Like, run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fights in the pub. I put a bottle in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round, they put London, like boys, what the fuck. She wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal. Like, she wanna go, she wanna slow. She be fucking with some trap.
Okay, let me zoom in. Right, so there's something going on here. It's like an odd vocal cut, so we're gonna have a listen.
Puff for the flavors, no favors. This life can be rough. Like, run up.
Okay, cool. So he said like. And then they've cut it, and then what they've done is they've missed the ending of this. So we don't need to trim this, we just need to trim this out. You can see there, that is just the very end of the word, the very beginning of the word like, and they haven't trimmed it properly. So we can cut that out, and now it should sound much better.
Roll puff for the flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Like, run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fight.
Okay, cool. The likes on this sounds a little bit lackluster though, so I'm just going to automate it and push it up a little bit. So if you press A on your keyboard, you bring up the automation page. So these little lines appear. This is your volume line. You can change this to anything you like. I will go deeper into this in another video if you guys want to learn more about this. Maybe just keep it like YouTube, like just on YouTube, so I can do a bit more editing and stuff rather than doing it on Twitch. Let me know if that's something that you guys are interested in. But anyway, so I've clicked a bit here just to single out this section, and I'm just going to push this up a touch.
This life can be rough, like, run around town.
It still sounds odd to me. Maybe let's pull this back. Something a bit more tricky might be happening in the vocals. Give me a second to figure this out. I'm not sure.
Now
I'm hearing it again. It sounds better.
Brush, but freeness a muscle, we can't get cuffed. Roll puff for the flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Like, run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fights in the pub.
Maybe it's just a touch too loud, so we can push it down a little bit. Just 1 dB.
Roll puffin' the flavors, no favors, this life can be rough. Like, run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fights in the pub. I put a button in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round up in London, our boys, what I fuck she wanna go, she wanna snow. She be fucking with some trap stars till she meets my bros. Like, fucking baby, I'm a rap star. Long time I ain't been a trap star. Fuck you.
Okay, cool. Let's add in these little bits that these kind of like ad-libby sections again. So we're gonna copy and paste this now, copy, and we're gonna add in these little extra bits, these flutters and stuff. I'm not sure, they might be a gunshot and things like that actually. So let's take this off and have a listen. What it is.
This life can be rough, like run around town with the boys, shit. Running from the boys in blue.
Okay, so that's like a reverse. So then what we do with that is I'm going to take that and I'm going to leave that separate, and we're going to take note of that, because when we come to do the edits for the track, that's something that we're going to recreate for the producer. Let's see what this is.
No, she be fucking with some trap stars till she meet.
Okay, same thing. So that's a filter. So we're going to take that and we're going to leave it there, because that's going to work perfectly as a reference for us to redo that for the producer, but using our mix and our level of quality. So let's have a listen to this bit here.
Crop, stop fucking around and show me a spot. Sammy got back, shit all got hot. Lying snitch, got cool energy.
Okay, cool. So that's a gunshot. So we're going to just affect this a little bit. We're not going to change it too much, but we're going to EQ it and probably add a bit of reverb.
Fucking around and show me a spot. Sammy got back, shit all got hot. Lying snitch, got cool energy.
Yeah, definitely take out that low end. We don't really need that there. I'm going to push it down a little bit, and I'm going to add my, where is it? My reverb, which is 9. Yeah, I was right. Push that up, and we're just going to add a little bit of atmosphere to it.
Snitch got cool energy. Shit,
yeah, nice.
Stop fucking around and show me a spot. Sammy got back, shit all got hot.
It's still too loud, so we're going to pull it down. Listen again.
Got back, shit all got hot. Lying snitch got cool energy.
Too quiet now.
Shit all got hot. Lying snitch got cool energy.
Yeah,
shit,
nice.
Stop fucking around and show me a spot.
Maybe a little bit too much bass taken out of it. It needs a little bit of sub. It's a gunshot after all. It's supposed to be loud.
Crop, stop fucking around and show me a spot. Sammy got back, shit all got hot. Lying snitch got cool energy.
Yeah, nice.
Shit, stop fucking around.
Right, what's this last little thing here? Let's have a listen.
They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round up in London, our boys, what I fuck with.
So that's an ad-lib.
Tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round up.
So that's an ad-lib that they've added in later. So we're gonna copy, paste.
Pop, I put a button in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round up in London, our boys, what I fuck she wanna do.
It's actually not. That is actually this up here, this little section here, and they've separated it to lower it down in the mix because they don't want to clash with it. But I remember when I mixed it, I think I actually left this out because I didn't think it was needed.
£25 for a round up in London, our boys, what I fuck she wanna do. She wanna snow. She be fuck.
Things like that, you know. Obviously, it's at your risk as a mix engineer, but obviously you wouldn't be doing your job properly if you didn't make a creative decision on that. They've decided to separate it to see if they could push it down, but for me and the clarity of the mix and how everything sounds at the back end and the final version, I believe from memory, I thought made an executive decision to take it out. And then if they wanted it back in, it's still there and we can put it back in. So yeah.
Go.
Listen to these. What are these?
Running from the boys in blue. I used to have fights in the pub. I put a button in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new.
Okay, cool. So these were little outro effects. So we're gonna get our main channel strip and we're gonna use this as our basis and we're gonna affect it as we go along.
blue. I used to have fights in a pub. I put a button in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for.
So what I did here was I lowered the volume quite a lot and I treated it more like an ad-lib. I added quite a lot of reverb and I took out quite a lot of the sub. Here, let's play this. Quite a lot of delay. And then what I did as well was I added a tremolo effect and made it pan left and right quite subtly. 1/2, I think it was, or it might have been one. It might have been one bar. So listen. Yeah, no, it was a bit slower than that. So I think it was 1/1. Might have even been slower. Might have even been a bar. I think it was a bar.
Trap star, fuck, you used to be a crack star. Now music's the goal.
Yeah, I think that was it. Sounds good. So if you can hear, if you're listening on headphones or good speakers, you can hear the vocal moving left and right. Bit more reverb, bit more delay. And then we're going to copy this because it repeats itself and add it again.
I used to have fights in a pub. I put a button in his head for the crew. They never tried to tell me it's not true. Got snitched by his mum, had an officer new. £25 for a round in London, boys, what the fuck we gonna do?
Cool. So that is basically, you know, very fast kind of quick overlay on how I approach the vocals on this tune. Obviously I would go into a little bit more detail with frequencies and just de-essing a little bit and tidying up, but just for the sake of, like, you know, making this a lesson in a decent time, we sped up the process a little bit, but there's definitely a lot of information in there. And you know, the track is at this point, you know, 80% there. You know, it's sounding good, it's sounding balanced, everything sounds like it's flowing into one another. The one things that I would do, and this is what I've decided to do as well, I'm going to leave it here because when I finished this track, I added some quite cool effects to the beat and the vocals. So I did stutters, I did beat chops, and various other different techniques. So on Thursday, I'm going to go into depth and just do a whole video just on that, so I can show you all the techniques and how to do it properly, because I feel like it's one thing that a lot of engineers kind of like stumble on, and it's cool techniques and it kind of translates through a lot of different genres. So I'm going to do that on Thursday. But thank you guys for all tuning in and watching. I hope you guys learned something. We definitely went into details with the vocals this time around. Let me know if you've got any questions or anything in the comments below, if you're watching this on YouTube later on, and if you're watching it tonight and you have any questions or like that you want me to answer now, go onto my Instagram and just shout me in the DMs and I'll happily answer them for you. Thanks again for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you next time on Thursday. Peace, guys. Safe.